Hey Tim, hey Annette, sitting here listening to this weather, man. We under the second tornado warning. Got the radar on my telephone. There's a rumbling out there pretty good. I figured the power went off once already. I heard one transformer blow up about an hour ago, way north of me. But it came back on, and I got my computer booted back up. So I said, well, if I'm gonna have to stay up and watch this weather, I'll go live and see if anybody comes up and wants to visit. Yeah, we're gonna be all right now. I think it's kind of moved north of us and that north and east. It's coming across the river south of me and kind of hooking around us. But it's been some rough weather around here the last couple of hours. Yeah, the last couple of hours been pretty rough. Probably I might have got close to 3 inches of rain. Hey, Lucky. Lucky finally came out from under the bed. Hey, turn quick. Quit that. Don't slap me. Hey, cat. Yeah, it's moving up towards the central part of the state, headed on toward Tennessee, I guess. North Alabama. Yeah. Well, it's wintertime, man. Yeah, we kind of grieving down here at coach over at Mississippi State. I don't know if y'all don't keep up with college football, but Mike Leach, coach at Mississippi State, had a massive heart attack. I guess it was Saturday night at home, and he died last night. He was quite a character. And a lot of folks thought the world of him. I did too. I'm not a Mississippi State fan. I'm an Ole Miss fan, but I'm crazy about Mike Leach. My son lives up in Arkansas, and he's a big college football fan. Always has been. And he sent me a book about that Mike Leach wrote. I think the name of it is Swing Your Sword. Yeah, it's a fine book, man. It's fun reading. That man is brilliant. That man was absolutely a genius. And yeah, I did too for quite a few years, Epic. But they finally got a little sense, and I hadn't seen any kneeling or any of that going on here in the last year or so. And I did too. I quit watching it. I totally walked away from it, but I come back here in the last year or so. More so this year than even last year. But that Mike Leach was quite a man. He had a big impact on college football. You know, he played high school football, but he never played college football. Look at Lucky back out cleaning the wall. he he got a he got his BS degree, and then went somewhere else and got a master's degree, and then went and somewhere and got his law degree. He's a lawyer, and he was at Kentucky. I believe that's where he was. He was at Kentucky. And Hal Mummy was a football coach at Kentucky at the time. And Leach went out there and asked him could he help do something around on the football during, for the football team. And he was catching passes for the quarterback and handing him the ball, that kind of stuff. And he's so smart. He was so smart. And Hal Mummy was developing this air raid, this passing attack where they pass and pass and pass and pass. And Coach Leach, it came to him. He could see it. He could understand it. And he carried it even further than Hal Mummy. The next thing you know, he got to be a graduate coach or something, and then he got to be a coach. And he coached the offense, and he coached the quarterbacks. I think quarterbacks and tight ends, quarterbacks, I believe, at Oklahoma. Developed his system even more and more, and next thing you know, he got him a head coaching job at Texas Tech. And then he went to Washington State, and then he came to Mississippi State. But I really like Coach Leach. I love to watch his team. But what I got back to telling you, my son, I read that book, and I was watching him when he was coaching at Texas Tech. They pretty much on the same time zone as we are. They are an hour later, I think. But anyway, when he went to Washington State, we had the Washington State schedule, and we'd sit up on Saturday nights. Reed, my son, is up in Conway, Arkansas, and I'm down here in Greenville, Mississippi. Hey, Chris Everett. We sit up and watch Washington State till way up in the morning, man, because they didn't start playing until it was time to go to bed here. And then they got that boy from Mississippi to come out there to be the quarterback. And we sure enough stayed up and watched him. I can't ever think of that boy's name. He got a kind of a funny name, but he said Washington State on a higher level. 3 or 4 years he was out there. That quarterback did. I don't know if he went to the pros or went to the Canadian Football League. I don't know what happened to that boy, but he was really good. And Leach won some big games out there at Washington State. Washington State football was just a walkover, before we got there. Lucky you having some kind of spell. I know you are. Well, there's the link again if anybody wants to visit. Look, if my power goes out, I'll be gone. So it shouldn't go back out because the storm kind of moved away from here, but you can't ever tell. Even if it blinks, it'll mess everything up. Y'all hear that? That was pretty good one. Lightning, thunder. I could get my poles out and set them up in the street out there. It's about 1.5 feet deep. On the way to bed. Okay, night, Effie. Appreciate you stopping by, dude. That storm will be up there about 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Buck, man. You got a generator, Buck? Put up plenty of water. Get some gas for your generator, if you got one. And I hate ice storms. I've lived through two of them. Okay, man. See you later, Abbott. But that one that came here in '94, boy, that was. I live in Washington County, Mississippi, and it's one of the bigger counties. It's not the biggest, but it's big. It's a good sized county, and we lost 80% of our transmission poles. You know, we call them telephone poles, the light poles, whatever you want to call them. We lost 80% of them in that ice storm. There's a big, we got a big power plant over here on the river. And it was running back in those days. They don't run it much anymore. They swapped it over to natural gas. They were running fuel oil. But they swapped it over to natural gas, and they don't run it very often. During real hot weather and during real cold weather, you'll see it over there smoking and be running. But anyway, it's a big transmission line, the big aluminum pole, big tall aluminum, big around aluminum pole that runs east from here, and about 7-8 miles east of here. Those lines went down, that aluminum, and that was something to see there now. It's just a big old long line of aluminum laid over for as far as you could see. But oh gosh, we stayed out of power 7 days, like 1 hour being 7 days. And we ran to the city, didn't have no generators for the water. We ran out of water. The telephone. Ooh. Hey, Chucky. The TV, the radio station towers went down. The TV stations went down. The cable, all that was gone. It was terrible. And it's still rumbling out there pretty good. Well, I'm gonna keep putting this link up, and hopefully somebody will come up here and visit with me. I talking to Alvin Lewis, and Troy got a Christmas special on. Went out more than a couple of hours when they were trying. Yeah, took out a line. Troy gonna have a special on crappie jigs for Christmas. He was getting $9 for 36, but he done dropped that to $5 for 36 and free shipping. And that's what Alvin Lewis said. So if y'all need some crappie jigs, get a hold of Real and Virtual Outdoors. I hope he can ship jig better than he can drive that truck on that video, man. Any of y'all see that today? He run over a bunch of chickens. I don't know how he kept him taking out all them poles. But when he ended the video, he was putting his truck, he dropped the load that he had, and he was putting his truck in the shop because they tore it all up. If y'all seen that, that is funny to watch him drive that truck. Oh, boy. I was sitting up here laughing at that at him. He said, "Ooh, I believe I got all them chickens." Oh, man. Yeah, he had to pull over. He he finally got that thing under control. Right, you better take it with a grain of salt, but because I ain't talked to Albert Lewis in 4 or 5 days. I made that up myself. He, he had to pull that truck over and stop. He was so shook up. Uh, he was, yeah, that, he got away with it. And he parked that trailer. He got to the port or the dock wherever he was carrying that trailer. And he did something. I don't know how. I never played them games. But he clicked on something there, and he did $3,000 worth of damage to the trailer. And he never did say how much damage he did to the truck, to the tractor, but he did $3,000 to the trailer. You got to go look at it, but man, it is funny. And the way he narrates it is even funnier. Yeah, man. I needed that to cheer me up because I've been kind of down in the dumps with this coach dying and all that. But I needed that. That was fun. But it tickled me when he pulled that truck over. When he finally got it under control, found him a spot, he pulled over and stopped. And then his truck didn't want to go again. He was worried he skidded and tore his truck up, but it made it the way he was going. And then he got kind of upset when he saw the $3,000 damage. He thought that was going to be pretty good, but then he realized that was just to the trailer. Oh, that boy is something, man. He tickled me. He's probably sitting back there lurking now, listening to me talk about it. Yeah, Buck, you got to go watch it. You got to watch it that because it's funny. Yeah. Well, it's just pouring down there with that busted car. Yeah. He was running off the road. Oh Lord, here's another weather alert. Thunderstorm till 11:30. Yeah, I hear it. I didn't need. I know that. I hear it. Yeah, yeah. He made my day too. That was funny. Yeah. And he was dodging the poles. Oh man, it was hilarious. Hey, Big Slim, it was hilarious. Well, like Troy said, he never drove a car. He said that before. I mean, talking in the chat room, he never driven anything except that his wheelchair. So that's I don't know how easy it is to drive one of them trucks on that video thing now, that game or whatever. I guess it's a game. I've never done any of that. It might be harder than it looks, but I'm bound to be hard for him. Well, does it? Whenever those games, can you control the? I guess you can control the speed because they can stop it. I don't know. I never have. I don't have any of that stuff. Yeah, this ought to put some water in the ditches because it's sure enough it's pouring down rain out there. Still. Yeah, it's raining. I just hope they don't have any more tornadoes tonight. So that storm is going on northeast. Maybe it'll cool off and they'll die out or something. But they've been talking about it for 2 or 3 days about it's gonna be bad. They wasn't lying. I don't like it. I hate bad weather. Back when I was first got married and CB radios were a big deal. Some of y'all probably remember this. Every every town around here had what was called a REACT unit, REACT. And I don't remember the letters. REACT stood for something. Each, but I don't know what it was. And we had one in our little old town where we lived, and it was we had about 13, 14 members. So we had a base station set up at the city hall there in the little town, and it was a 2-story building. We put an antenna up on top of that 2-story building where there's another weather warning on that TV where they could talk, and when there'd be a night like tonight, we would go out and get southwest of town. First we all went and scouted places. The guy that was ahead of it was ahead of the I forget what you call it back in those days. I can't remember. Auxiliary police or safety. I can't remember. It had a name. All of it got started during the Cold War and the nuclear threats. That organization, and I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, that guy was ahead of this thing. And when we'd have a storm, he'd run up there at the city hall. And of course, we all had radios at home, and then he would say, "All right, we need to go into our locations." And he had some kind of weather connection, radio, whatever it was. Hey, Johnny. And we all picked places by concrete bridges. And we would be a mile apart, maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles apart in places, just scattered across the semicircle to the southwest of town. Out there about, that road we were on was probably 5 air miles from town. And there's one boy, had a Volkswagen. And he's the same one I was talking about the other night, talking into the Chinese grocery store in town. And he had a Volkswagen. And of course, I had a pickup. And where I went, I had a pull-off where I could back in and my truck would be pointed kind of up. And I was right beside the concrete bridge. And we went and cleaned all them places out and all, so we could get up on them bridges if it got too bad. And that storm that night, I saw it, and it was just a little bit to my left, which would have been to the east, and that's where David was down there, a couple miles. And he went to hollering on that radio, "Help, Mayday, Mayday." And it was lightning and staticky, and you couldn't hear, but we knew where each other were. So I cranked up, I drove down there, and he wasn't there. Car wasn't there. That wind, I got that Volkswagen and put him out in the middle of a bean field. It didn't turn him over nothing. It just blew him. He was kind of sitting on a slope, kind of like I was, looking up into the air to the south, and that wind got that Volkswagen, and you can see that even after it rained, where the little bit of gravel in it turned into mud, you can see where he had his brakes locked on that thing. It was sliding. Hey, Dave. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know it. We missed it. It got bad. It's something. Well, I was sitting up here watching it on the radar on the computer, Dave, and I didn't even have his shirt on. I hadn't gotten ready for bed. I'd already taken my sleeping pills and everything. I don't know. I guess I'd go to sleep sitting in this chat. But and lucky the cat was been in down there in the den asleep on the blanket all evening. Civil defense, that's what it was, but and all of a sudden it started raining, and I don't know what it was, but I jumped up and put my shirt on. And that's far, and I grabbed my pants. They were laying over there. They still are. I got no pair of shorts now. I don't know what it was. It went over the house, but that cat come running back here to me. And I'm sitting right by the wall. That's outside right there to the left. And I ran in there and told my wife, "You better get out of bed and put some clothes on." I don't know what it is, but then it just turned into rain. I don't know if it was a tornado up above us, but now that's the first thing came to my mind. That it was roaring pretty daggum good. And then it started storming. And raining, just raining like buckets, rain buckets. What you doing, Lucky? Playing with a flashlight? You gonna knock it off on the floor and then you're trying to get me. Get over there and play with it. Yeah. And got 6. That's good, Chucky. You shoot them all in front of the dogs? Yeah, it was close, David. My daughter-in-law called us. Civil Air Patrol. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, you know what we was looking for back in them days. Yeah, people don't realize it. We had classes on that stuff and how to survive a nuclear attack and all that, and what the chances of us being involved in it, and if they did attack the U.S., oh man, that was always something to think about. No, there wasn't any damage that I know of. Whatever it was, if it was a tornado that roaring, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was up. It wasn't on the ground. It was above us. And I'll see the limbs and stuff tomorrow and tell how bad it was. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Buck, you remember them days. Well, that's good, Chucky. That's good. That's nothing. That beagle hunting is fun. If you get somebody to hunt with you that don't run out and try to cut the dogs off and all that, I like to let the dog bring them back. I never did. I always just stood around, waited on them. Yep, that's fun though. Let's calm down out there now. It's just raining a little bit. It's 11 o'clock. That thing been going on since, well, it's been about 3 hours worth of that jump. Yeah, it sounds like you got some good dogs, Chucky. That's pretty good. Yeah, I doubt if I could find 12 rabbits down here. Fire ants and cows and got all of them. The Chuck coin ring, y'all know what I'm talking about. His brother is his older brother. It wasn't no airplane. It sounded more like a train, man. It didn't sound like no airplane. It was a roar. Look, I've been in a couple of tornadoes and it was close to them to where I could hear them and see them. But it's on the river, see, and I could see them out there over the river. And I know what they sound like, and that's the reason I jumped up and grabbed this shirt and ran in there to my wife carrying my pants because I thought I thought it was the real deal. Hey, Fish Snatcher, I watched some of you live tonight. I gave you a like. I watched some of it. I was dodging these storms down here, man. Yeah, I know what that roar sounds like. But anyway, getting back to Chuck's older brother, he's a head of surgery. He's head of something. He's a big doctor up there in Memphis at the Methodist Hospital, and he owns them field trial bills, them high dollar ones. Uh, I never have hunted with him, but back when I was in high school, I got to hunt with a pack of field trial beagles of that quality. And remember the man had a horn and all that, we was hunting with. And they were way younger better than my beagles. but I had three pretty good dogs, but he had six real good dogs. I mean, they were stone ponies. Rabbit just didn't get away from them. I mean, they swim and everything else, and them dogs, yeah, they work them out. They were fun to hunt with, but it's a little bit too regimented, I guess the word is for me, because if the man that owned the dogs, if the race didn't go just like he wanted it, he'd holler and tell everybody, "Don't shoot the rabbit if he comes by you." He wanted his dogs to perform. And the first rabbit we jumped, we hunted 2 days. We hunted a Friday and a Saturday during the Christmas holiday. And the first rabbit you jumped, you didn't shoot him. You let him run. And they bring him back through the line, go on back down yonder and come back through the line. And then when they made that loop to come back the third time, then he'd tell them, "All right, y'all can shoot him when he comes by now." But then you stand there and have to watch the rabbit go by with the dogs, I mean, it was just too regimented for me. Yeah, go kick that brush pile. Get in them briars, boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, when I was hunting them, I liked to pop them when they come by me. But I enjoyed it. It's something I did. I can say I did it. And so if I was to ever go up there with CP and his brother, I know what to expect. Oh yeah, Robin C. We fine. Appreciate that. I appreciate the concern. It some places down there by Troy in Texas, it tore up some stuff down there, Grapevine and a couple other places around Texas, around Dallas, Fort Worth area. When it started up this afternoon. Hey, Jeremy, I need a quarter, boy. You won't never forget that, will you? I wonder how many people you pull that on, Jeremy. bet you pulled it on some folks. Yeah, a bunch. I figured so. Yeah, man. And they'll say, "What's that quarter for? What's this for? What's this for?" That's what they say when you give an animal a quarter. What's this for? Oh man, you still in school? Did you enjoy that storm that went through, boy? Oh man, Scott, did you hear that transformer blow up an hour or so ago? It was way north of me. It exploded, man. And my lights didn't even flicker. They had already been out and come back on. And then that next round came by and the transformer blew up. It sounded to me like it's up there about the donut shop up that direction. Heck, I bet Eric don't have no power because that's up there where he lives. I don't care nothing about these storms, man. Not at night. Hate them. I don't like this bad weather at night. Our power went out down here. Stayed out about 10 or 15 minutes, I guess. Longer. But wherever that transformer blew up, I bet they ain't got power. I bet they in the dark. Hey, Dallas. Yeah, one Halloween, the civil defense. They had 5 or 6 men that really into it. They got them to guard the schoolhouse because a couple of years before that, they ain't fishing 3 days, time to go. They some of them boys that was quite a bit older than me put a mule in the schoolhouse, and put him in the library and closed him up, put a bale of hay and a 5-gallon bucket of water in there. And Halloween that year was on a Friday. They did it at the football game that night. Well, the mule wasn't discovered until Monday morning. And that mule had done messed that library up. And I never did, we never did know who it was. We had some ideas, but nobody ever got caught. I guess it was just 1 or 2 of them, and they kept their mouth shut. But anyway, word got out. I guess I was in 10th, 11th grade. The word got out around town that they were going to put a cow in the library. Now, I don't know where the rumor started, but it started. So civil defense. I lived right by the school. I lived 2 doors from the school property at that then. Had moved to town, and so Halloween, we just went out. It was just a night to get out, and everybody, we didn't do no trick or treating. We might turn over some lawn furniture, you know, that kind of stuff. Now some of them threw eggs, but I didn't ever even throw no eggs. But somebody says the group I was with, and somebody came up and said, I ain't gonna call their names because they may be listening. But so and so, Mr. So and so, and Mr. So, they on top of the school watching the school. Said we've been hearing them talk on that two-way radio. So really, yeah. Well, I wonder how they got up there. So the street went in front of the school, and then behind the school was all practice football fields and baseball fields and all that. So we just walked down the end of the school, got out there, and walked out across that wide open area, out away from the schoolhouse. And we got down there, and there was a street light. There was a street light there in the parking lot at the school, at the end of the high school. And they had a big old ladder propped up against the wall there. Oh, that's how they got up there. So two of us. I was one of them. We got out there and went back and stayed in the dark and creeped over to the school and got up against the schoolhouse, stood there, and we could hear them talking on the radio. You couldn't hardly hear what they were saying, but then you could hear the radio kick back. Hey, Doug. And we slipped all the way around and slipped down that school and got that ladder. We got that ladder off. Oh, man, they should have killed us. We got that ladder and hid it in the bushes there. And we carried it 100 yards and put it up in the shrubs around the schoolhouse, and we low crawled all the way back and got on back and got back across off of the school property. And then we just all hung around in my front yard. You know, wait. Oh, man, you could hear them radios squawking. They was talking, man. They got ready to come down. It was about 11 o'clock, I guess, and they saw when nobody could put on mute and a cow in the school. And they went, and you could hear them radios squealing, man. So the night marshal there in that little town, we didn't have two policemen, had one daytime, one nighttime. They finally got a hold of him on the radio, I guess, because he come down through there and by the house. We was all standing around. He didn't stop. He went on, went down the other end of the school, and then we ran across and through my backyard and over there where we could see down there, and you could see the night marshal down there with a flashlight. We were looking way down at the end of the school. You walk around there with a flashlight trying to find that ladder. And you could hear them talking. All of them was standing there up on the roof then, right there where he was down on the ground. They was all on the roof because it had to be 200 yards. We couldn't hear what they were saying, but we could hear them talking. And finally, he flashlight. He started walking towards us, and we could see him coming, you know. And then he spotted that ladder over there in the bushes where we had hid it. And all the straining and the struggling he was doing getting that ladder out of there, he didn't carry it back down there where it was. He said, y'all, and we could hear him say, come on here. He put that ladder up where he found it, because it was a big old, I don't know how tall that ladder was, but it was one of them extension ladders, I think you call it. One of the civil defense guys was an electrician, and he had the rack, you know, with that ladder on it. It was his ladder, I guess. But we didn't get in any trouble to nobody. We didn't tell. Nobody told on us. It was just prank, you know. Didn't hurt nobody. It would have been bad if somebody got sick up there or something, I guess. But yeah, we took that ladder and hid it. Yeah, buddy. Got a Christmas goose. You know how you cook a goose, don't you, Duggan? You make a big old pot of rice, fry some bacon and hamburger meat. Take all that out, make you a big gravy, boil that goose, put them in the oven and bake them for about 2 or 3 hours. When you get through, throw that goose out in the yard and eat that potato, that rice and gravy. That goose is like eating the tongue out of an old shoe to me. Christmas goose. Dog to go outside. Yeah. Yeah, that dog don't want to go out in that storm, man. I couldn't even go out under my carport. It was blowing so bad. I had to peek through the door, trying to see if I could see anything coming. Hey, Skull Rush, did you by any chance think you heard a tornado when that thing first hit tonight? Did you by any chance think you heard the roar go over your house? I'm not even sure where you live. Me neither, Doug. I tell you what, the only time I've ever been able to eat duck, I never have eaten goose at all. But the only time I've ever eaten duck is where I really liked it, because I don't like a duck. But I went to a boy's house one time, man's house, him and his wife, and he fried it. He cut slices of the duck, sliced it, battered and fried it just like you would anything else. And now that was good. I like duck that way. It didn't have that liver taste to it to me. Do you hear that, Skull Rush? I know it. I know what I heard. Yeah. You heard it too? It had me running around here with nothing but a shirt on. I wouldn't even take time to put pants on. I was trying to gather up cats and wives and get in the closet. Yeah. Well, there you go then. Do you live out east of Greenville? Out 82? Somebody kill that thing there, whatever it is. Can I kill it? Yeah, I can kill it. Yeah, well, it would have come over. If it came over my house, it'd have gone straight to you. Yep. Okay. Well, it was up there then, because it would show up there. It just didn't come down. Main and Reed Road. Okay. Yeah, you would have heard it. Yep. Because I'm looking due east right now. I'm looking due east. And it sounded like it was right up there north, just right up north of me. So, and that's toward you. Yeah. So it came right between us. Well, there we go. Yeah, that's right. I hope it didn't have any damage anywhere. Well, did you hear that transformer blow up after all that? I already asked you that, I guess. Yeah, it was. Jumped that river right there, just south of Lake Village. That's the way they normally run up through here. Most of the time, though, they either south of us, down around a little town down there called Rolling Fork, and come across the Lake Providence down in that area. Okay, well, you did hear it go off. All right. Yeah, it sounded like it would have been east of you. Yeah, this thing, I don't know where it's going now, but I hadn't looked at it. I guess I ought to be concerned about everybody else. Come on. Nah. Mm. Yeah, that family, I pan-seared duck with the black seasoning. Okay, and a good eye. I got you. Sounds good. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this thing is this thing going right on across there. This family is a man and his wife and daughter. Now she's 13, 14 years old. They moved from California a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. They sold out in California and bought 40 acres over there around Houston, Mississippi. It's north and east of me. And there were no tornadoes. They went through this summer and all, but we didn't have any really bad weather till here in the last couple of weeks. And they put out videos, they homesteading more or less, and raised, trying to be self-sufficient, one of those deals. And they were talking about the tornadoes. They didn't know whether they liked earthquakes. They might like earthquakes better than tornadoes. Than the tornadoes look like they can be rough. And this thing here, every time one of them, we have a little old storm that comes across Mississippi, I think about them. They built them a storm shelter. They got them a place to go. Yeah, man. Hey, Stan. Yeah, I don't know how Frank cooked that duck that I ate, but it was he cooked it in a skillet. But yeah, I don't care nothing about this weather. Oh man, I guess we all got our little trials and tribulations we have to live through. I think after a while you kind of get used to it. You just kind of know what to do. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, they kind of up there in the hills. They not they're not quite as bad up there. They can be bad in places in the hills, but most of the time they're not really bad in the hills. But yeah, buddy. I guess it probably takes a long time to cook it, but I bet my street's still flooded. Well, I know it is. I don't know. I bet we got 3 inches of rain though. I got my rain gauge turned upside down because get water in it and freeze. I'll have to go find another one. And Lucky, it's calmed down good because Lucky laying here on the bed. He hides when it's storm. Yeah, fire in New Mexico. Yeah, we all got the disasters we have to put up with. That's a fact. Well, I'm gonna put this back up here and see if anybody wants to head this way. Come on, visit. Hog Leg, they're not coming on tonight, are they? Or are they? Is Kenneth gonna be on? I hadn't seen anything. I saw Hog Leg got one up for the 15th, but that's tomorrow night. There ain't nothing gonna be going on around here tomorrow. I can't go metal detecting. I can't do nothing with it money. I just hope this thing don't develop worse going across the state. But it looked like it's staying together pretty good going across there. I don't know what gets into this silly telephone. Hey, JBT. It's the 13th, though, isn't it? What's the date of today? Today's the 13th. 12 o'clock will be the 14th. Come on, Buck. Give me a break, man. We can't skip the 14th. What in the world has happened to my telephone? Hey, Turtle Lady. Man, this telephone. I ain't gonna donate nothing. I don't know what's going on. Flash flood warning. I don't know what's going on with my telephone. Where's Yazoo City? Yazoo City is 1 hour southeast of me. It's about 1 hour to Yazoo City. All right, well it is. It's 1 hour to Yazoo City. Maybe an hour and 10 minutes southeast of me. Really? Yeah, Troy. He's lurking in the background, but I didn't run over no chickens today. Is it really? Well, my radar won't come up on my phone for some reason. Yeah, Melissa, they had a bad one down there about 6, 7 years ago. It came right through the heart of Yazoo City. It leveled it. Yeah, it's a bad cat now. I don't know why it won't let them come up on my radar. I can't get my radar to work no more. I reckon it must be jammed. Everybody's trying to use it. So it's another storm south of me. Well, I guarantee them people, as you said, that thing stayed on the ground for, I'm trying to remember now. It stayed on the ground a long time, but it was more than one tornado. But it leveled that country. Let me look down here, as you said. My telephone's messing up. No, I can't do nothing. My telephone's frozen up. Yeah, I know who Chris Hall is. Yeah, I know who that is, Melissa. I wonder why my radar won't do nothing, do right. It froze up. Maybe if I cut this thing off and cut it back on, it'll work. Let it rest a minute. I hope Yazoo City. I hope don't nobody get hit. Hopefully that goes live at 2 a.m., but it's still good, 2 hours. Okay, tonight, well, I didn't see the one for the 14th. I saw the notice for the 15th. I can't get this silly phone to come back on now. It may be and quit. I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. There it comes. Yeah, I need to get this radar. I don't. These things may be gonna spin around out here all night. I don't know. I can still hear it thundering way off to the northeast. I don't know what happened to my telephone. Where's when I was in 75, Hurricane Florida in Ocean City, right? Yeah, buddy. Ocean City, Maryland. Is that right? Yeah, I've been there once. Stayed there about a week at a company meeting. Yeah, I just need to turn the phone off. Now let me find Yazoo. Oh yeah, I see it there now. Yeah, it's gonna miss Yazoo City though. But if you're in Belzona, you better tighten up and shoot her. It's gonna skirt by Yazoo City. Yeah, it's going right on up there where them folks in California live. Oh, they're gonna be up all night. Yeah, I will never get caught in a hurricane unless my car broke down or something. Well, I'm gonna be gone. Coming, okay. Well, I hope y'all keep your heads down. Tell me what town Chris Hall's going to now. I bet he's going to Belzona. If he's storm chasing, he better be headed to Belzona. Because he can run right up that highway. It's wide open down through there. He can see forever. Yeah, we are. Well, at 12:20. Oh well, he must be in Louisiana. Wonder, he got to be. Hey Dan, he got to be in Louisiana if he's headed to. It's gonna take him an hour and 20 minutes to get there. Yeah, well, he's gonna miss it. It's gonna be gone. Belzona is the farm-raised catfish capital of the world. I guess that's what you're talking about, isn't it, Scott? I don't know what all them some Belzona is, but it's the pond-raised catfish capital of the world. They have a big festival down there. That county, Humphreys County, at one time, I don't know, it must have been about 70% catfish pond. 60%, 70%, man, it was just acres and acres. And it was so much water in Humphreys County ponds that it created a microclimate over there. Yeah, we're doing good, Dan. Thank you. Now they've since catfish. Well, what happened? The feed got so expensive to feed the fish that soybeans and corn, when the price went up like it did and stayed up, fish farmers couldn't afford to feed the fish, so they sold out. And those ponds are designed such that once they dry out, after they drain the water off of them, they just go in there and farm them. They 20 acres? I think they're 20-acre ponds. Shoot, damn, I bet we got 3 inches in about 45 minutes tonight, just a minute ago. Man, it's a bucket loads of it coming down. But they've taken a lot of that water out of. They back farming corn, soybeans. They just farm in the bottom of the pond, and the ponds are built where they slope, they drain. Just like farming a 20-acre field. The only problem is it's 20 acres. And there's equipment they got now down yonder in the back, and you got to go to another pond almost. And then some of them had completely destroyed the ponds and pushed the levers down and all and reformed it and made fields back out of it. And feed is so expensive. Yeah. Yeah, he's I don't know if you can see it, but his head is nodding. If I shut up, he'd go to sleep, but as long as I'm talking, he just kind of staying awake there, but he's knocked out. Just raise that paw up. Come on, man. Let me touch. that damn cat. Look at him. Well, that one right there is about healed up. But look at this one right here. Look at that one. Can y'all see that way he cut me? Man. No, I didn't see it, but I went over there and saw the houseboat. Do you know what's up with that deal? I know what you're talking about, but I didn't see you show it. The one that sunk with the boat tied to it over there? I can't figure out what happened. Somebody said they thought it was coming down the river and came into Greenville to dock it to keep from sinking in the river or something. I don't know. That's just rumor. But I've been over there and looked at it. My brother-in-law was here last week, and we rode over there one day, and he walked out there and walked all around it. I'd like to know what's going on with it. You might know. But it's full sunk. They tied. You joking? They tied the back down. Well, where'd the boat come from, Skull? Is it a local boat or did it come off the river? Why would they tie the back down? What did they? That don't make sense. It must have something really heavy tied to it. Oh, but they didn't lost that houseboat. I guess maybe they may have been trying to collect insurance. If they did, they successful at totaling it. Now, I don't know where they're going to get paid for it, but they sure done totaled that boat. And it looked like a nice design, too. It seemed like just what you can see of it before it went plumb under. It looked like a pretty nice designed the boat with some open area. But they've lost that rig, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. I read, yeah, well, that's what you would think, but I just don't know. I thought it was taking on water, but if they tied it down, well, they got to know if they tie it down and the water comes up, it's gonna sink. Won't you get up? What you think? On the leg? Look at him. What do you think? What do you think about that red light? Hmm? Lucky boy. He's had enough now. He said, that's enough. You don't see my shirt. Campbellville, uh, it's nothing but a spot. Campbellville is nothing but a spot on the map. The farm headquarters. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. I know where it is, but I can't, it ain't. It's down there around Yazoo somewhere. Yeah, that's right. I know where it is. Yeah, it's just a spot on the map of the farm headquarters now, but it's called the Campbellville Indian Mounds. It's north, it's west and north of Yazoo, over by Holly Bluff. But it's an Indian mound site. It's about I think it's 8 or 9 Indian mounds right there. Well, that's where I said those storms were heading. If that's what you're getting at, I'm sure it is. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, I see it there now. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'm headed straight to Belzone. Chula. There's a bunch of them up in there. That storm, that thing is been made back up, y'all. There's a lot of purple going across there. Hey, Rob Fox. We tornado chasing tonight, Rob, but we all sitting looking at it on the radar at home. Boy, Skull Rush, that thing and then pumped back up down south of us. All the way back down to Delhi, Louisiana. And when it's getting across the river, it takes a sure enough supercell to get across that river. It's south of us. It's gone through here, Rob. But it takes a super storm to get across the Mississippi River and stay together. And usually they break up a little bit on the river and then build back up when they get across it, if they're strong enough sail. And that's what this is doing. It's south of us now. I think we pretty much out of it. We paid our dues earlier. Yeah, that thing's looking bad down through there. All the way up to Greenwood, Cleveland. Man. It looks bad. Terrible, Skull. I was talking about that when I first came on tonight. Yeah, he was a great guy, great coach, innovator. Yep. He's a very unique individual. I hate it. I hate it. Hate when Ole Miss here about 8 or 10 years ago, when they went out looking for a coach, that's who I wanted to hire was Coach Leach. And they hired that preacher guy that turned out to be the pervert. That's who they hired. And I don't even know if they talked to Coach Leach or not. But that's who I want him to hire. Because we got the talent in Mississippi to run that offense. That we got the speed, we got the hands, we got everything. That he could recruited right here and got all the players he needed. But I don't even think they talked to him because Archie and Manning and that Ken, somebody, they wanted the right reverend. And they got him, and he did a good job until he, I don't know if he walked off the plank or what he did, but all that mess he got into. Because Ole Miss took a bad rap on that deal because morally what he did was that's wrong. But I don't think that's a level 2 whatever you call it, violation. But the other stuff that they got Ole Miss for was the rinky-dink. It's all, look, the SEC is run out of Birmingham. And if you beat Alabama 2 years in a row, you fixing to get investigated. Especially if you're a lesser school like State and Ole Miss, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Missouri. If you wanted a smaller, don't ever do too much school, and you beat a powerhouse 2 years in a row, well, that's what happens to you. Uh, I don't know. I may just need a bottle, Dan. I don't want to start no political mess in here, but some of these doctors are saying that their heart attack rate or something. What do they call it? They don't call it heart attacks. They call it something else. With one of these vaccines that they're getting, that they're seeing a drastic increase in the heart. I guess heart attacks. You might well say. I don't know. I don't think that's the word they use. They didn't use heart attack. But some of these doctors are saying that that these COVID vaccinations is causing some of the problems. Now I don't know. I don't know if they got the proof or not, but that's I've heard it said on in chat rooms. Yeah, look at free. Is Petrino back? Is Petrino back in the SEC? I know Freeze is. I want to see what David says. I ain't heard about Petrino. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't know. It was mighty tragic. It's just tragic for his family. I mean, it's tragic. He Coach Leach wasn't the same personality, that big time personality as Dale Earnhardt was. But I got the same feeling that I got when Earnhardt got killed, that I got when I read that Coach Leach had died. I got the same feeling. I guess we done lost something extra, something special. So he was a special guy. One crappie. Lord have mercy. Yeah, you would kind of think with all this storm rolling around and that the fish might be biting. Maybe. I don't know. I can't catch them. I've been thinking about going over to the river, waiting on one of the commercial fishermen and buy me about a 40-pounder and can put him in my bathtub in here and see if I can catch him. I don't believe I can catch one in the bathtub. Yeah, big pharmacy in the city. Well, the CDC needs to be gone after. It needs to be abolished is what it needs to be, in my opinion. Of course, I don't want to talk about politics. I get mad and y'all get mad and then we won't be upset with one another. Man, this thing is still lingering around here. What? Man, they're catching the devil in east of us. That thing coming up out of your door that stretches back down to Delhi, that thing gonna have some tornadoes in it. Ain't no doubt. That's too long. It's all purple for 100 miles. Somebody gonna get blasted for sure. Hmm. Yeah, man. Yesterday. That's where it usually works. That's where it usually works, Dan. Yesterday. Yeah, that's good. You and your dad got to fish. Yep. We might look alike, but he's a lot smarter than me, Dan. And a lot smarter. That man was so smart that he tickled me. I just sit and laugh when I watch his interviews. Hey, Mike, saw you fishing the other day, boy. I love what I listen to his interviews. Oh yeah, you think? Look, if Jimbo, what's his name? Jimbo Fisher. Yeah, Jimbo Fisher. All right, see you, turtle lady. If Jimbo Fisher leaves Texas A&M, he's gonna have to have a semi. He's gonna have to get real and virtual to go down there and drive a semi to haul all them millions of dollars away from down there. They got to pay him. Hey, Glacier Sharks. He got some kind of outlandish contract. I don't forget how many millions of dollars it is guaranteed, whether he wins a football game or not. That's crazy. But if you got plenty of money, you can do what you want to do. You can pay it out. Yeah, but Petrino is, he's a good football coach. I can't help what kind of man he is. The same way with Freeze. You know, you know what you're getting. You know you're going to get a good coach. You just have to watch him. Keep all the 900 numbers away from him. And Petrino, you can't let Petrino go to volleyball practice. Take a motorcycle away from him and probably break him up from all that. Hey, David Smith, are you still in here? I know you're bound to be. I got to tell you something I heard when all that went down with your coach over at Arkansas. And I don't know how true it is. Yeah, I don't know how true it is, David, but what I heard was, that gal he was running around with was married to somebody else over there, coach or something. Maybe, I don't know, some big guy. That he didn't actually have it down. He didn't actually have a wreck on the motorcycle when he got all bruised up. That guy bruised him up. And that's what they say. And they just put out that he wrecked his motorcycle down there and run off in a ditch down the highway there. Now, I don't know, but that sounds more likely that because if you wreck a motorcycle, you're gonna be a lot more tore up than he was, and his head looked like somebody done stuck it in a Wonder fan. I think that old boy he'd put some of them 5-finger discounts on him. Yeah, he looked like he got whooped up pretty good to me. Seemed to me like I woke up on a Sunday morning one time looking about like Bobby Petrino. And I wasn't on no motorcycle. I didn't even own a motorcycle. Yeah. I think that's about what happened. And then that husband guy went down in that ditch and put some bruises on that head. Yeah, he was in a neck brace. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, that sure was some of them Arkansas folks up that way. I can't remember. I reckon my son heard it. I reckon my son must have heard all that. Or his father-in-law was a retired, is an ex-coach from up there, high school coach from up there in Arkansas. And he's still in some of the, circles and coaching circles. So that may have been where I heard all that. He had on the neck brace. I think that's where that boy was going to wring his neck. You heard ringing somebody's neck. I don't know. Not sure what the rumor was. Down in Arkansas, where was she in Arkansas, Buck? I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess so, David. Where do you know where she was? Where she went in Arkansas? I didn't heard that. Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. We got it. Arkansas on one side and Alabama on the other. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, that's good. Now she's finna find out what the real world's all about, I reckon. I'd hate to know I was just now getting out of college and having to figure out what to do and what the way this world is now, but really true. Yeah, no, the marriage, I wouldn't have married her either. The old doctorate. Okay, good. The way it is now, the way these companies looking for employees, it's probably pretty easy to get a job now. Yeah, PhD. How about that? Yeah, there's plenty of job openings now. Man, it's a little over the town I live in. Every place you go, they got a sign of some sort of help needed, now hiring, all that kind of stuff. And I've heard it's like that in lots and lots and lots of places. And they opened a Chick-fil-A here today. Either this morning, I think it was this morning. And you know, when you go in Chick-fil-A, you expect service and service with a smile and fast service. Every one of them I've ever been in. And that just don't happen in Greenville, Mississippi. Not on a regular basis. So I don't know how they're going to do here. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. I don't care nothing about the chicken sandwiches. Yeah, I suspect so, but same thing here. If I'm gonna eat a chicken sandwich, I'm going to Popeyes and get that spicy chicken. I like that one. And I've eaten a bunch of Chick-fil-A sandwiches, but it's just on account of that's where we went to eat. Because I don't care nothing about no chicken sandwich. If it don't come out of hot grease, I don't care about no chicken. Now, I don't mind white meat on a turkey on a sandwich with mayonnaise and salt, pepper, some hot sauce, maybe some dill pickle. But I just ain't never cared much for chicken sandwiches. But I like me some fried chicken now. I smoked 3 pork chops and a package of Italian mild sausages today. Cooked it about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. There you go. Have you ever eaten that spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes, Dan? Fish sandwich, see it? Yeah. Yeah. That's the truth, David. Yeah, I know it's bad. I don't know what this. Yeah, well, that spicy chicken sandwich is really good. Now, hey, to me, I like it. I like it a lot better than I do anything from Chick-fil-A. I do. I mean, it's got a little heat in it. It'll actually, it'll burn you a little bit. And got all kind of lettuce, everything on it. It's loaded. But I don't know. I hadn't eaten one in a couple of months. Should have stopped by that today at dinner when I came by. I didn't even think about it. Taco Bell. Oh man. I like the only thing I eat at Taco Bell is them soft tacos. And Chuck don't eat chicken either. I know CP is, that's the bottom of his list for food is chicken. CP done found him a new barbecue joint. I gotta say, it's pretty good because we discovered it together. And I think he's been back up there 2 or 3 times. It's good stuff. They got good sides and everything. Hey, y'all, I discovered me a new side that my wife brought some home every once in a while from when she goes out to eat with them women. But I always get in this cold. But grilled artichoke. Grilled artichoke from this place up here. A restaurant here in town. And man, I'm telling you, she done brought me a jar of artichokes home. And it's all I can do not to eat the whole jar. I love those artichokes. Yeah, they do now. They don't play. Oh, he just finished leftovers. Yeah. Jimbo's Brick House. Jimbo's Brick House Barbecue. I tell you what, old Jimbo knows something about barbecue now. Oh, I tell you, I enjoyed that meal. That was good. Yeah, it was good. Well, let's see. Hog leg comes on at 1 o'clock. Yeah. Well, these are now, Dan. The best I can tell that they are grilling pickled artichoke from the flavor. The best I can tell. Now, you know, the artichokes that's in the jar, I forget what they call them. They don't call them pickled, marinated. They call them marinated. Well, they got a pile of olive oil in there with them artichokes. But these grilled artichokes have a vinegar, Italian vinegar and oil taste to them. And man, I'm telling you, they are good. So what I did after I ate a couple of them artichokes out of that jar, I put some on a paper plate, and I got some wishbone Italian dressing, and sprinkled it around on them, and let them sit there for a few minutes, and then I started eating. That's right. It's 1 o'clock my time. Okay. Caucus. I believe we've eaten at Caucus, David. Good while ago. It's been a good while ago. I believe we did, although they brought some home from Little Rock. Maybe Kay and Jenny were in Little Rock and brought some home. I believe that's right. That's what they did. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. real time, Melissa. But yeah, that's the way I think they're doing. They just put them on the grill, you know, whatever kind of grill they got there in the restaurant. But they're really good. But I like them out of the jar too. But I like them now since I put that. Now, you ain't never eaten at Corky's in Little Rock. You ain't never even been to Little Rock. CP jumping up talking about Corkers. He ain't never even been across the river. Been across the river? I don't know. I tell you, my barbecue eating, I like fairly dry barbecue. Uh, and I like the different flavors that the different places have. That's right. Wishbone, that's the only way to go now. We buy wishbone 6 8 jar bottles at a time because I use it for everything that I cook. I even I even put those pork chops in pork chops. I didn't put the sausage in it, but I put the pork chops in some. You know, then when I was young, I don't know why, but I've always had a taste for that kind of stuff. And I have I have shot I have shot Worcestershire sauce. I love the way that stuff tastes. I have shot that wish Italian dressing, that wishbone Italian. Just shoot a squirt it in my mouth. I love that stuff. I'll get a spoon, go down to the mayonnaise jar, give me a slug of mayonnaise, horseradish. Now I don't like mustard like that. That's too bitter or whatever mustard tastes. Now I eat a lot of mustard, but I don't like it just on a spoon. But yeah, I used up all the CP's honey on those pork chops. I marinated those pork chops in honey and wishbone Italian. And then I put a little paprika and some Cajun garlic powder. Mixed that some of that stuff it ain't Cajun, not Cajun, gula, or whatever it is they mix up over in South Carolina. Kay brought a bunch of that back last summer for last. Different seasonings that is gula, or something like that. And I put some of that on there. It's really good. You could taste that honey. It was that was the first time I've ever done that. But I put honey on it. Ooh, I love rendezvous nowadays. Man, I love it rendezvous. That's what got me eating dry ribs. I thought you're supposed to have about 8 paper towels when you ate ribs till I ate it at the rendezvous one time. I love them things. That's the way I cook them now too. I got 4 bottles of that rendezvous powder in there now. I don't like the barbecue sauce, but I love that powder. I put that powder on popcorn. Man, woo, that's good. I could eat some right now. But we buy that rendezvous seasoning a bunch. Yeah, with mixed with ketchup. I never tried that. I'll tell you what I will do with it though. With wishbone, if we got some biscuits left over, if we happen to cook a breakfast and have 2 or 3 biscuits left over, I'll bust them biscuits open and run them in the microwave about 20 seconds. And put me a good dose of hot sauce on each piece and pour me some wishbone in there on and soak them up good. That's pretty good eating. Yeah, I do that good. I do that pretty regular. Mm. McLards. I've heard of that. I never have eaten there. And I don't know, no telling how many cross country meets I've been to at Oaklawn. They run those high school cross country meets in the infield at Oaklawn, David. And we always eat at that. I think it's a pizza place. I forget the name of it. Somebody's corner, Bill's corner, or Jim's corner, or Buck's corner. Somebody's corner. And they make those pizzas in there. That was good. Yeah, that's one thing that hadn't changed flavors through the years to me is wishbone Italian. To me, it still tastes just like it did the first time I ate it. Yeah, but I marinate everything I cook on the grill in Italian dressing, wishbone. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it, Lee and Parents. I don't know. They got to have a place somewhere. Yeah, I never have eaten that. And when we were at the last, I don't know, it was in October or November when we went over there to the race, to the cross country race. We went out to, what's the name of the place where you sit on the front porch? The Chain? Or what's the name of the place? Country cooking place. I can't remember. Damn, my mind is gone blank. But anyway, the food wasn't fit to eat. And I won't go back in another. They didn't change the menu up so bad that I didn't like it. Yeah, Cracker Barrel. And I may be all wrong. It may be just that one over there at Hot Springs, but I've eaten in a bunch of Cracker Barrels. And Danimal, I'm going to give you a recipe for cooking a steak. And I don't do it, but I used to do it. I need to get back to doing it. I ate steaks at a man's house over coming back from a bird quail hunt one time in Alabama. And we stopped at this man's house, a friend of one of the guys I was with. And he had a ranch. And that meat was good meat. It was something, a beef he killed. But you know what chicken stock is? Powdered chicken stock in a little container about that tall. Chicken stock, they call it. It's yellow. No, what the hell it is, but that's chicken something or other. Well, this is what he did. He took salt and he salted both sides of the meat. And then he took that chicken stock and he rubbed that chicken stock into both sides of that meat till that meat was yellow. He used a lot of chicken stock. Rubbed the edges up and everything. He put them things on the grill. And I'm telling you, that's probably ranks up there in the top of the best steaks I ever ate. And that's been 40 years ago or more. And I cooked them like that for a long time. And I don't really know why I quit doing it. But that's all it was, is chicken stock and salt. And that was the best. Now I had never been able to, I never bought a piece of meat as good as the meat he served, because, he butchered that cow and had it cut into what he wanted, and he raised it right there on his ranch. And of course, that makes a difference in meat too. But anyway, it makes ribeyes and T-bones, all of it is good done that way. I did it for years and years. I guess I need to get back to doing it. I don't even know why I quit. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. That's all you got to put. I know an old boy up in Louisville, Kentucky that cooks a good steak, and all he puts on is sea salt. $8, pepper. Yeah, let it sit a while. Yeah, but there again, I'm like this. I like your steak. I like my steak. I like that steak over yonder. I ain't dead set on how it's supposed to taste. If it tastes good, I like it. And I'm the same way with barbecue. If it's good, it's good. Yeah, you got to have a good cut of meat. And we don't spend that kind of money. Well, we're fixing to, because I got my dentist owns a cattle ranch in Oklahoma, southeast Oklahoma. And he sold his dentist practice that I go to, and I use another dentist. He just comes there about every once in a while. I had to go up there this morning to the dentist, get my teeth cleaned, and he was there. He just happened to be there. And he's setting up a slaughterhouse on the ranch. They fixing to start shipping meat directly from the cattle ranch to your house. And somebody else is already doing it. Now, he is doing a little of it. His wife is sharp as a razor. And she is not the brains, but she's the go-getter that goes and tends to all this stuff. And they're using another slaughterhouse there close to them. But they carrying the beef to them, and they slaughtered it, and then they selling it like that, sending it to your house. But you don't know how the meat's handled, so they're building their own slaughterhouse. And they can age it, they can do all that to their meat like they want it. And that's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be fairly expensive, but it's going to be good meat. Dan, there used to be a restaurant called the Sands Cafe over in East Mississippi. It was on 82 highway between Starkville and Columbus. Columbus had an all-girls college, and Mississippi State is at Starkville. My wife went to MSCW, the all-girls college, and I used to go over there when she was in college. I didn't go to State. I was back over here. And we used to go there to eat, and had the steaks. You picked out the steak you wanted out of a glass case, and they had a fire behind it over there, and it was a wood fire, charcoal fire. And they had a line of seasonings. They had seasonings up on top of the steaks, a rack up there with the names of all the seasonings. And you told them what to put on it. That's how they cook it. You stand right there and watch them. They get it and put all that stuff just like you wanted and put it over on the fire. And that was a good place to eat. Pot roast. Yeah, you know, that gum you eat pot roast every Sunday. You used to, and then what was left over, they make hash out of it. And I don't know. Hey, Emily. Yeah, I like pot roast, but I've eaten a many pound of it. Yeah. Well, CP got plenty of money now, so we can do it. And you need to find us a field we can metal detect over around Little Rock, and we'll be over there. And we need to be where we won't get shot now. Because CP will shoot back. Yeah. Got the potatoes and onions all in there. Carrots, if you eat carrots, they always put carrots in ours. I don't eat carrots, but I can dig around, get around them. But I like to put mushrooms in there. Yeah, I come through Little Rock quite often though, David. I'll be up through there here in a couple of weeks, going up to Bologna for a couple of days. If a tornado don't go through there and blow everything down. Yeah, you get us locked up metal detecting around them Indian mountains. David, let me ask you a question. When we left, hey, Frustration, good to see you, man. Yeah, it's so early in the morning over there. When we left, we went to Little Rock. What were we doing in Little Rock? Had it been at a cross-country meet, and they ran it over there at War Memorial. That old golf course, you know where I'm talking about? The old golf course is not there anymore. Yeah, man, we need bail money. So when we left there, we ate dinner. It's a place over in there that ain't that far from the War Memorial. That is two cafes side by side, restaurants side by side, and the same guy owns them both. And you know, you go in either one of them. Man, that was good food. Oh, I can't remember the name of the place. There was two of them. You know, it just had a little parking area between them. We had parked across the street, but I'm sure you know where that was, where we ate. But what I was getting at, when we left, we put our address. No, I put Lake Village, Arkansas, in the in your telephone. You get directions out of there. Cause Reed and Jenny was going the other direction, and that thing carried us across the river, carried us through downtown Little Rock, across the river, back across the river, and down through England, Arkansas. And you talking about some pretty country over there now. That looked like some good metal detecting country over wherever that was, that highway we went down. We came back out at Pine Bluff, but we followed that highway all the way down through there. But now that looked like some good country over there to go deer hunting and go metal detecting. Had some pretty good canals and ditches to fish in. Man, that looked good to me. But I can't remember the name of them two cafes, restaurants. They had what they called jalapeno Bloody Marys, dill pickle Bloody Marys, and something else bloody. It had three different flavors. And Reed ordered the jalapeno, and I ordered the dill pickle. And what they do is yeah, that's right. What they do, they infuse that vodka with dill pickle juice and jalapeno juice, and they make the Bloody Marys with that vodka, whichever one you order. Man, that thing was good. I wouldn't think it was, but you wouldn't think it was, but it tasted good. I like dill pickles, and that Bloody Mary with dill pickles in it was pretty good stuff. But I can't remember the name of them two restaurants. I know you know where they are, though. In Little Rock. A good place. I know that one we ate in was a good place to eat. Food was great. I can't remember what I ate, but it was super. And it wasn't all that expensive. Two restaurants side by side. The small places, not real big joints. And I'm not, no, it don't sound right. Same fellow, they said the same person owns both of them. But they're two completely different restaurants. That wasn't it. No, that wasn't it. I can't remember the name of it. We just typed it in and Siri carried us right to it. Hell no. No, Dan, it wasn't either one of them. A&W. No, it wasn't in one building. It had a little bit of parking lot, about 10, 12 cars between the buildings. That's how close together they were. Oh, gosh. Lord, all I did was sit down and type it in my directions. I don't know if I can go back through here and find it or not. I don't think I can. If I knew how to go back because I've erased everything, I reckon. I don't remember where we went from the stadium. Let's see, we came out the stadium parking lot on that grass there and turned right towards the Arkansas River and wound our way around down in there towards the river. We wasn't that far from the river and may have gone a little bit west. I think we went a little bit west and towards the river from War Memorial. You bound to eating there before, because it was packed. Both of them was packed. That just don't sound right. That just don't sound right, David. I wonder if I can do this over right now. See more. How do I make this thing look for cafe? I don't know. Faded Rose. That don't ring a bell. Seemed like you could go in here and look for restaurants. I don't see how to do it anymore. Restaurant. Search. Oh man, put a bunch of them up here. Big Orange. I've eaten in the Big Orange, but that ain't it. I'll figure it out though. That's 3:30. Let me find. There's War Memorial. I don't know, David. Look, I do know we need to shut this thing down because Hogleg's going to come on. Hogleg's about ready to come on. All right, y'all. Let me get over here and get out of the way. Y'all have a good night. Anybody northeast of me, I hope y'all are watching these storms. Pay attention. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for coming in.